A loud knock on the door disturbs me. I dress into my robes and open the door to be confronted by 8 uniformed policemen. "You have to come with us," they commanded. 2 of them grabbed my arms tightly and led me out to a van. They had no warrant for my arrest. Some of them stayed behind to search my room. A few of my fellow monks were in the van too. We were made to bend over, and they covered our faces with our robes so that we couldn't see where we were being taken. We were taken to prison. The floor was mid-construction with dust and sand everywhere. Some policemen came to my cell and asked, "Did they beat you up when they arrested you this morning?" "No, they didn't," I replied. "Then we will beat you up now," one said, and left the room. 2 of them sat on chairs and started with the cross-examination. "Why were you protesting?" I explained simply that along with other monks from our monastery, I was on my way to Lhasa to appeal the case of 2 of our fellow monks from my monastery who had been arrested a couple of years previously. We were stopped by the police. They surrounded us and threatened to shoot us if we didn't obey and return to our monastery. At the time, some of us queried this, but the elderly monks advised us to yield to their commands, and we returned to our monastery. I told them clearly, I have not committed any kind of criminal act. The policeman who had left the room re-entered with the thick handle of a shovel. I was told to remove my robes. With each garment, I dreaded how they were going to beat me. "Are you still not going to speak the truth?" they demanded. I replied, "I have nothing more to say." He picked up the shovel handle and hit me full force on my back. I collapsed. Every time I fell or became unsteady, it aroused his anger, and he dragged me into the center of the room and forced me to stand upright. He hit the heel of my foot, shouting, "If you don't speak, I will break both your feet and hands. I will kill you." He hit me so hard on my back that I shrieked in pain. The pain was so severe, I felt I was not alive anymore. I could hear the cry of my fellow monks in a nearby room. I felt as if the lower part of my body was not mine and lost any ability to answer their questions. I don't know how long they interrogated me that day, but I remember being beaten up into the afternoon. They took turns beating me until the shovel handle broke into pieces. Others just smoked and watched. Over the year, they shifted me to 3 different detention centers. They didn't even inform my parents that I was detained. Finally, in April this year, I was released. I was never charged, and I never found out the reason for my arrest. I was forbidden from returning to my monastery, and I had to report to the Chinese government wherever I went. I felt suffocated. I had no alternative other than to flee my homeland to India as a refugee. My left hand is damaged and painful from repeated beatings, and I experienced nightmares. "We will kill you. We will break your bones." Give Tibetans their voice back. Stop torturing in Tibet.